how government uses direct taxes to correct market failure. We've talked about subsidies, how government will use subsidies to encourage positive externalities. Yesterday we talked about the use of maximum prices and the use of minimum prices. Government will use maximum prices when government wants the goods provided or produced by firms to be affordable by people, by consumers. Government will use minimum prices for goods that government feel it's not good for the society. That's about that. So today we need to talk about the use of trade pollution permits, state provision of public goods, and provision of information. So what happens here? For trade pollution permits, firms, they will make production, they will do operations, they are into operations. As a result of the type of equipment they use, they might need to emit carbon. So emission of carbon will mean that pollution will continue to increase in the society. So what will government do? Government cannot stop them from operations. Rather, government will try to reduce the amount of pollution they create by giving them pollution permits. So they have to pay for every pollution they emit, for every carbon they emit. That is what pollution permit is. So here I go. This is government issued permits to businesses on the level of pollution they can create during production. Externalities caused by pollution can be reduced through these permits. So government wants to reduce pollution, and to reduce pollution, they have to create, or they have to come up with a policy, which is pollution permits. So businesses will pay for whatever carbon they emit. So most of the time, the amount of carbon they emit, if it is still less than what they are paid for, they would sell it to other businesses that emit more carbon. Do you understand what I'm saying there? So the owner of the pollution permit might sell it to other businesses that need more pollution permits. Is pollution permit clear? Pollution is an externality, a negative externality. Government can correct it or reduce it through pollution permits. So as a business, as a firm, you have to buy the permits before you can emit carbon. So if you have more permits that you've not used, you can sell it to other businesses that emit more carbon than your own business. I think it's fair. The second one, provision of public goods. The market, the free market, the market mechanism would not be able to provide goods that are not excludable, that are not rivals. But when we talk about public goods, remember public goods are goods that are what? Not excludable, not rivals. Unlike private goods, which are what? Rivals and excludable. So as a result of government trying to provide goods that the market, the free market will not be able to provide, what would they have to do? They have to correct it. Because lack of public goods, it's a market failure. Get the point here, please. Public goods is important for the society because it is non-excludable, it is non-rivals. So for government to be able to provide this kind of goods, they have to try to ensure they do it without the market system. For the market system, they will not be able to do that because whatever they produce, you have to pay for it. The free market or the market system will not provide a service, will not produce a good that is not payable for. You have to pay. They want return for every investment. That is why it is difficult for the free market to provide us street lights. It is difficult for the free market to provide us prison services. It is difficult for the free market to provide us police, the judiciary, the defense. They can't. Because all these things involve a lot of investment. And for them to make any investment, they need returns on their investment. They need to make profit. That's why it's difficult for them to provide those things. So, to correct the market failure, government will come up with what? Provision of public goods. An economy that does not have public goods, it becomes a problem for the society. It means that we have to pay for street light, it means that we have to pay for the road, it means that we have to pay for social amenities. And paying for social amenities is a market failure. Because the free market will not provide these things without you paying. So paying for things that you are not supposed to pay much for, it's a market failure. So to correct that situation, government must provide us with street lights, government must provide us with good road, government must provide us with defense, judiciary, and the rest. Because these things, your consumption must not not stop my consumption. My consumption will not stop her consumption. Do we understand what we're saying there? Public goods are goods that anyone can consume it without excluding anybody. That's why it is public goods. Do we understand public goods here?
Yes.
Then the next one, provision of information. Most of the time, people misbehave, people take action based on the information they lack. So what will government do? Government will try to provide those information itself. There's information failure, there's information gap, there's asymmetric information. So whenever there's asymmetric information, instead of us to pay for this information for the society, government will provide us with this information. Do we get it? So here I wrote, information failure occurs because one party to a transaction doesn't have enough information that is needed to take a decision. So whatever decision we take, whatever transaction we have to do, it should be based on a decision. But I might have taken a decision that is irrational because I lack information. I don't have sufficient information that will make me to take a decision that will maximize my welfare. So we need to maximize our welfare, the welfare benefits. That means whatever we take, whatever we do, it has to be beneficial to us. It has to be of benefit. But when we don't have enough or sufficient information to take this decision, it's information failure. So government will try to solve this information failure by not putting this in the hands of the free market. Rather, government providing goods and services, or government paying on its own to provide the information needed. Do we get information? There's information failure. Government will invest, maybe educate or advertise to make people understand what they don't understand. Instead of government leaving it in the hands of the free market. Sometimes we just need advertisement. Sometimes we just need public notice. Government will provide this information. For example, when tobacco smoking, they will say smokers are liable to die young. So the Ministry of Health warns that smokers are liable to die young. This is an information that the government is paying for. So whenever they use that information, whenever they use that advertisement, government would have paid the TV station that made the advertisement.